guys. We are about to start in the next 20 minutes. So I would really 10 minutes. Okay. Bafana Bafana, no chance. We are winning, right, guys? Are we not winning? Are we winning today? We're very positive. I'm sure. I'm positive. I'm hoping that everybody here is positive. Other than that, guys, we are starting in the next 10 minutes. You can have a seat, grab something to drink, food. Sokubona before igame iqala. Danko. Fabian, Josta, please come join me and stay on stage. To the MTN FC winners, please come, be seated. You guys can grab a ticket. I don't know, is there a ticket where you can grab food, grab snacks, drinks, anything that you want there, and then come have a seat. The show is about to start. You guys can quickly grab snacks, something to drink. We understand, ladies and gentlemen, that people are coming from work. Understood. Siyazi bafethu, you guys, most of you guys knock off at 5. Now myself, Mark, ngicela ukuchayisa mfethu. Mari Bafana Bafana mayidlala. Angithathi my chance, Mark. El professor, mayidlala Bafana Bafana. Ngiphume ngo4 ngithi ngihamba. Angitotshanga, ngihambile. I know that some of you guys are coming from work. Mina, if I was you, bengizodotsha, I would have left work at 3. Bafana Bafana is playing. Bengek. Eh? Bengek. Mina ngiphume ngo4 ngathi ngiyahamba. Go 3. All right, you guys can grab something to drink, snacks, so that we can start the show. Amara, let me just sit down. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? And we are live in Newtown Junction. Shapunjan bafethu igama lami uLindo kuhle Nkosi abangaziyo bangibiza ngoLindo Pep. Intwana el receiver nge outside food mangiceda ngiphasa ngingabhekanga. Other than that, guys, thank you to our studio partners EM Sports. Sorry again, let me repeat myself. Thank you to our studio partners, EMT Studios. Thank you as well to our amazing partner, MTN FC. Our amazing sponsor, IsanBet, the home of the 100-to-1 sports betting. Guys, thank you as well to Elays ET. If you want to have your face on the Lays packet, don't forget, nolays.nogame.com. Don't forget to sign up to MTN FC. Sign up, guys. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce my legends. Ngiphethu El Professor, but ngisabunga mas, Mark Mayambela, our tactical eye. Ngiphethu Fabian McCarthy, that our defensive eye for today. Last week Niaz Bespeteban. This week we brought you another experienced centre back. From the back. Other than that, again I have the Autiam, one of my role models. I mean, Frostan applying to Sadala. The legendary Chostadala Bafit. Other than that, it is the FIFA World Cup, Bafana Bafana versus the Czech Republic. It's the second game. We saw what happened in the first game against Mexico. We don't have enough time to touch base on what happened in that game. But other than that, maybe let me start by asking you guys, there's a couple of changes, Josta, in the team. 3 changes, one is forced. One is forced. Yeah, it's only a red card. But other than that, let me ask you, let's get on to the changes. The starting lineup, you've seen the starting lineup. The coach goes with the back 4. We've seen the Czechs, they always go with the 3-4-3. They're tried and tested formation. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, like the only 2 changes in the team. You've got Apolis and you've got Maseko. But as well, we spoke about it during the week. Lebo Maya here saying that Maya wanted Adams and Umkwena, you know what I mean? And I said, I want Umbata because I know Umbata's got like goals in him. He can also, most of the time he can support like, the front row as well. Like, and he's got an appetite to score those goals as well. I would have loved to see Lentwana Umfuke, you know what I mean? Give him a chance. I mean, it's when are you gonna give him a chance, coach? I mean, this is a guy that has proven to South African fans that he can do it on the left hand side. I would have loved to see him lay into an Apolis in that 10 position. You know what I mean? Because obviously you got the big boys that you're playing against. we're talking about Czech Republic. They're not gonna cope with these young ones, but hopefully Maseko is gonna go in there and do the job. The problem with Maseko, me watching Maseko most of the time, he breaks into good positions, but his last minute decisions always I think that's where he fails most of the time. He doesn't know what to do with the ball once he goes past the defenders. He doesn't cross the ball. He doesn't score. He doesn't create chances. That's a problem that I have with him. If he can just make those right decisions in the last third of the pitch, I think we don't have a problem with it. But I'm happy with him being part of the squad.
Before Nyagu Mark, Fabian, last game we saw a back three. Very surprising to see an Imo Ocon. An experienced BC is not in the team. You look at the structure, the shape of the team, tactically, defending as a group, defending as individuals. Your thoughts looking at that back three, and what are the possibilities looking at this back four today?
Yeah, good evening, Pep. Good evening to the sponsors, everybody here. Welcome. Thanks for having me. For me, it's simple. I mean, we always struggle playing with the three defensive line. You look at club level, these players are not playing week in, week out, three at the back. Never mind you that they playing in different continents, different clubs. For me, this is the best defensive way for any South African team to play with the flat four. We know the wing backs, Abu Mudau, Modiba, they normally offensively they're going. Let them play the game, but for me, it's just about that pairing and that partnership or that relationship or understanding that you have between players that are playing in certain crucial positions and the understanding in terms of the movement and stuff. I think this lineup, obviously, we need goals, and we need to win this game at all costs. I don't know how we're gonna score, but there must be goals by hook or crook. We need to score goals to win this game. At least it's very offensive. It's attack-minded. We know Rele is back. Apollos is there. We want that skill and that flair to eliminate opponents and to create opportunities.
This is the guy you're talking about. I heard you saying flair, skill. This is the guy. I spoke to Mark last week. Mark, the changes that you spoke about last week were in the attack line. You spoke about depth, more especially with the variation that we create when we have players like Abu Mfukeng, players like Abu Apolis. We looked a little bit stretched when we had those two strikers, Renas, no Lyle. In midfield as well, it looked like we were too far away. Looking at this lineup, looking at the changes, Abu Apolis are back into the team. Masego is back. You can see that Masego is there for pace. Apolis is there for intelligence, more especially coming in between the lines. Your thoughts when you're looking at the attack line?
Good evening, Pep. I think for me, it's obviously I can maybe speak for everyone because we all complained and we had worries about the back five. I think the starting point is that. But I think also what is important and what I see also with the inclusion of Umbata is he wants to also be able to have that physicality because we're playing against a team that is physical, especially in set pieces. We were chatting about it even off air, how aggressive they are. Average height there is maybe 1.9, 2 meters. So it's going to be also another battle there. Maybe that's why we have Umbata. But also, I don't think it's the only way because he wants to also control the game because it's a team that also is very good in transition. They use their center forward, Ushik. They play the forward pass to him. He holds it up and for runners to support under and over. And when you have the two defensive midfielders in Debza and then you have the two center backs there, you will have that block there that will block the central channel, which will be effective for us because sometimes also you don't just want to commit numbers at the back and you're not active in that defensive sector as well. So I think the less numbers we have there, the better for us because now they will be the responsibility will be shared and people will know which zones and which sectors to defend and which territories also they will defend as well. And for me, I think the starting point is the lineup. Of course, you mentioned the South Africa also has been very, very good, even coming from the first AFCON into this one, into the World Cup as well, in transition as well. And these are the players that are very good in transition. Reynas, Apolis, Masego as well. But also, Josta mentioned something that is very, very key with Maseko is decision making in the final third. So hopefully he disappoints Josta and he creates goals for us. Yeah.
All right, let's get our MTN FC winners involved. Guys, Izinja zeGame. There's a simple way in how you can get involved. I've got a crew la. I've got a crew yes Sunbet that is here. Right, guys? I'm a product but anyway, guys, I've got a crew yes Sunbet, and they're offering you guys a free 100 rand to bet. Right? You can bet any game throughout the tournament. Use that 100 rand, just find any of the Sunbet staff member that is here. Uhambe uzithole likhlipa lakho uzibhejele mawuceda. Awuthi amna isihlelele la phambili. Ungabe uringa naye umtshele ukuthi bani ngicela la clip. Other than that, guys, we as well, before I forget as well, for the fans as well, if you guys want to be a part of this, if you want to ask a question, it's simple. You tag #Izinja Ze World Cup. Ze World Cup. That is very important. You take a picture of yourself. The best question of the day will win a cap. I'll ask these legends who has a better question, who has the best questions, and that person will definitely win a cap. If you do want to pose a question as well during halftime, do that. Mark, Josta, Apolis is in the picture. Masego is in the picture. You're looking at the Czechia starting lineup as well. You know, the striker has scored a lot of goals for Ipa in Leverkusen. You're looking at Thomas Schuke, he's not in the starting lineup. You're looking at Kufau as well with the long throw-ins. When you're looking at the structure, say Czech Republic, looking at our structure as well, from an attacking perspective, do you see us hurting them or them hurting us?
I think for us, we have to be like, pay attention to a lot of things. Like when we're defending, they want free kicks. Most of the goals that they score is when they get free kicks, throw-ins, corner kicks. That's where they literally abuse their opponents.
Yeah.
But the transition from defense to attack needs to be like swift. So we need to be really intentional in what we want to do. Players have to want to get into those spaces, like we spoke about it. Players, if I have the ball and you have your center midfielders, Omukwena's got the ball, Maseko's not making the movement, if Reynas is not going to make the movement and Apolis is not going to make the movement, Mokwena is going to be like any other ordinary player that's going to be out on the field. So we need to really be intentional in from defense to attack, and because they're going to be open at the back, So that's football. Football is all about that. So you must make sure you go for the throat. You know what I mean? And when you look at most of the teams that have been playing in the World Cup, I watch Australia play. Australia played like us, like how South Africa played. But when they won the ball, you could see their wingers were willing to get into those space. And the goals that were scored by Australia, it was that transition from defense to attack. And we need to do that. If we can do that, there's no team that can stop us. And even Czech Republic will never stop us if we are intentional in going forward into getting those goals.
Mark, sikucela ebhodini ndoda. But before ebhodini, when ungabe uye ebhodini ubulungisa into zakho ngibe ngibuza uFabian then bese sihlaba wena before sizongena egamini. Ngibhekile lapha I'm watching very closely. Ngifuna labantu bacula national anthem. Namhlanje sifuna ukucula nabo. Fabian, there's danger when it comes to the Czech Republic. Everybody's talking about height. The biggest worry I have is that long throw in from Kufau. It has caused so many national teams problems. How do you genuinely defend against that if you were to advise the players or generally us and the listeners?
Look, aerially, obviously they have the upper hand, but you don't always have to win the ball in the air. You need to disturb the guy that's going for the header, because he can flick it on or he can challenge for it. So you normally just put one in front and one at the back, but make sure you don't give that opponent a chance for a free header. Just disturb him, one jump before him and one jump with him. So you need to find that way to stop him from getting a clear header on the ball. And we can't say we don't have to make throw-ins or corner kicks. It's gonna come, it's gonna happen, but how are you gonna defend it? Because remember, when you defend, you don't have to win at all costs or
bit of a
fight at
nudge,
all
a
costs.
bit of a nudge
You need to
sometimes, yeah,
understand,
yeah.
you need to intercept, you need to read the situation, and you need to react first on the first ball and the second ball.
Mark, anginasikhathi awuthi uyihlepule fast uyihlinze. From a tactical perspective,
Ufuna
how-
ngibhekeni?
yeah.
Ufuna ngibhekeni?
Asicale kule ntuza, asicale ku-attack yethu. Let's start with our attack. How do we break them?
I think we spoke about it in the previous show with Uchosta, and we have seen also how when they played against Ireland, what's this? South Korea. And when I look at the second goal that South Korea scored, and what I've seen with them, yes, they have maybe this line of 5 with the 2, or maybe sometimes like this in a maybe 5-4-1 formation. But also with them, what they want to do all the time, or what they do all the time in moments of maybe when players are here, these guys are always active to want to defend 1v1 moments. And when that happens, it opens up a lot of opportunities for the opposition's team. I saw the goal that Korea scored. Uson was here, he moved lower, the center back followed, and then the pass came from this zone into this space for them to move. So what is important also maybe for Apolis, for Maseko, for Reinas, also especially Reinas, so that also we can break this central channel also by Reinas, maybe his starting point to be here, and then maybe he can drop for him to follow. But also it helps us if he drops, he doesn't follow, and then we know that we have maybe an extra player in midfield as well. But what is important as well is for Apolis, is for Maseko to be able to be vertical, even if maybe Umutau is high up, Maseko can be vertical also in the half spaces as well, you know, sometimes making the short run for that pass. I think what is important and what is nice for us and what will help us is to be mobile, especially in the final sector where we will be dangerous, because also they are slow, it's big boys. Playing direct is not going to help us because they 1.9, 2 meters tall, so it's not going to help us. But we need to move the ball and be mobile, and hopefully we find those spaces, yeah.
All right. Josta, thank you, Mark. We're running out of time. Josta, a quick prediction.
I hope South Africa scores 2
I
goals.
hope. Josta, angeke uhope.
I hope South Africa.
Ah,
No,
ngeke.
they need to win this. I mean, if we really want to go to the next round, it starts today. We need to beat Czech Republic. A draw is not going to make it easier for us when we go to the last game against Korea. So we need to win it by 2 goals.
All right. Fabian, prediction?
2-1, Bafana.
Whew. Mark?
2-1 Bafana.
Lindo Pep? I like that. She said 2-1. Other than that, just like quickly.
Just quick before the Iraq national anthem, Kara. When you look at it, like I think the promo that we have, you are a defender, I understand that. I think when we are attacking, the back 2 or the back 3, that's going to be, they need to be proactive, already setting up.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be caught, like, reacted to the situation. We should also see situations before it happens, you know what I mean? Because when you press that high, there's a lot of holes at the back, you know what I mean? So as a defender, he knows what I'm talking about. The defenders need to stay, like, you know, awake. They need to be proactive and see situations before it hits them. What do you think?
What Uchosta is mentioning
ngeke
is
sicede, man.
Abantu bebhola thina, relax.
People need to eat.
1 minute, 1 minute.
yeah,
What Uchosta is referring to is to try and defend against their transition, because they're very strong in playing that direct pass to Sheik. So our rest defense has to be better. Even if when we have the ball, the rest defense, even if it's 2+1 or a 3+1, they have to be picking up that guy. So that when they play that ball to him, he has someone that will be the immediate pressure. But once we give him space and we allow him to control and we allow the runners to come, we'll be in trouble.
All right, Mark. Uchosta besakafuna ukuthi futhi ngathi.
No.
Other than that, Bafana Bafana.
Ngiyamnika.
Bafana Bafana in Atlanta against the Czech Republic. Second game of the group. I'm excited to watch this game. All the best to Bafana Bafana. see you during a halftime, Bafana. Other than that, danko.
Right? As defenders, that's what you do.
We must organize when we're in possession.
Because normally we react. Normally when that's a problem with
Okay, you guys can, sorry. You guys can turn your chairs to watch the game. You can turn your chairs that way. You have meal vouchers as well. You can eat anytime when you want to.
This guy was fucking slow, but you could never outrun this situation. Of course, within 5 minutes you're already taking off. No, even now there's TV. Where does it always let's go back. Where we sitting today? Where we sitting today? The stairs again. It's the same, yeah, it's the same.
For Czechia, that's about making sure to play to your strengths. And you switch to 3 up top, which means that the ball goes wide. Look for the service to come in and have more numbers in the box. That's where Czechia feel they could have a dominance over South Africa and also set pieces. When you look at South Africa, where they could potentially get the better of Czechia, if South Africa can be dynamic, quick movement in the middle of the park, and then ultimately get Raiders running in behind. That's where Czechia gave them 2 goals to South Korea. That's how South Africa get those final 3 points by stretching the field.
Yeah, it's such a big ask, isn't it, for both of these two? They need to perform, these two. And he knows it. He stressed it in his press conference yesterday, as does his opposite number. So is our referee. referee for this one. History maker following in the footsteps of Stephanie from behind Qatar to take charge of a men's World Cup clash. High profile games. You got it, having taken charge of the last women's World Cup final in Australia 3 years ago.
Flanked by Katie Nesbitt and Tornado. This is one of the most prolific crews in Major League Soccer, male or female.
Yeah, no video duty as well. Tatiana Guzman on Nicaragua, helping out Joe Dickerson on the top. Stick with the team search, shall we? Starting with Czechia. Quebec has been already classified. Changes from their opening kits. One of the main experienced names and starters coming in, the likes of Polish here. And the 35-year-old Vladimir Darida in the middle of the park. Lucas Chev and Mikhail Sadiyek starts. And the name for goals with Anna Mahajek. Coming in a rotten season with Hoffenheim in Germany due to injury. Well, a return also to try and get the best out of Patrick Schick. They finished with 23 goals in all competitions last season with Bayern Leverkusen. Turns to South Africa, Hugo Broos makes 3 alterations from their loss to Mexico. One unfortunately Gaius until suspended. And Marta Polis and Maseko, the trio trusted, with everybody making his 50th cap today. Sabisio Foster drop out also, and Ivan Brenners up top. He finishes the second best scorer in the Premiership in South Africa with 12 goals for what a finish line. The biggest stage of all. Jamie, what are you looking out for today?
There could be numbers overload for South Africa with 3 in the middle. With Czechia opting to go with 4 wing backs in middle. There could be a 3v2 advantage for South Africa. It's all about quick ball movement, quick ball do the work, instead of getting into the physical nature for this man and his side desire.
And there will come back brought in after a disastrous loss in qualifying to the Faroe Islands. And he's up to number Hugo Broos. He's 73, Kobe 74. Belgium is led Bafana Bafana, longer than any of the coach's sponsor. As I will commence after this one. Czechia and South Africa need a result here. Beating game 1 on the response now is essential. Czechia in their first World Cup since 2006. And they cannot afford another slip. South Africa first appearance since 2010. After that turnout against Mexico, they know they must steady themselves quickly. Neither side wants to head home early. That is for sure. Here is Patrick Schick. The switch out to the left side. Czechia looking to go to the front foot very, very quickly indeed. Tesla here, maybe they can do this 3-1. That's made for Patrick Schick. The free quarterback today should have been doing more.
Schick got caught in between 2 minds. Does he bring this down or does he head it? He didn't expect to be this unmarked, but he had enough time to be able to bring it down. You can see by the cushion nature, it's just the last second decision. The fact it hits him on the shoulder, he changed his mind. Bit of uncertainty, maybe a bit of nerve showing early on.
The intention is there though, isn't it? Czechia.
After movement, Czechia throwing an extra number for it. With that, they hope to be able to get these opportunities on services just like that. It'll be rinse and repeat for Czechia when they get further up the field.
Brilliant, making a summer start here. Czech. Let's go. Despite the oppositions and the decision made, we're down.
I don't think you realize what they go down. One of the best lines. Nobody ever goes past it, right? But since the World Cup, how many times?
Yeah.
You think you are good up until you go to the world stage.
Or maybe the wingers that are playing in Africa.
That's why the best players must play this game.
Mm.
That's why they must always play and be exposed and play against the best players. You understand? It's like, yep,
Or speak on the mic.
on the mic.
Can't let them. But you know, it's all about this whole lot of people.
Mm.
We're waiting for
South Africa.
Seems like South Africa in a crowd now.
I'm so nervous about this game. Eh? It's just that. I mean, I'm so nervous for this game. Yeah, I'm very nervous. Like I want us to do well.
Robert Williams, 8-year-old.
You see a game like this, we should be comfortable in absorbing pressure until the game opens up. Especially when a team wants to be aggressive in the first phase of the game. We understand. The biggest challenge with other teams, they want to compete with the same aggression, and you'll find out Uguti, maybe it doesn't suit us in that moment. So also, even if you watch Champions League, sometimes you will see the big teams, they allow you to dominate them, but they know Uguti, they're not gonna give away a goal. You know, they stay in the game as much as possible until you start to put your foot down, the pedal down, and then now
They start to
their turn
punk,
now.
yeah.
Because in the game you will always have your phase. Maybe the opposition will have the first phase of the game where they are dominant. So now you need to wait for your own or absorb the pressure until you get back into the game, or you start to be offensive, you start to be threatening, and so that's the biggest challenge that a lot of teams don't understand is sometimes there are moments in the game where you're gonna suffer a little bit, and you have to absorb that pressure. Maybe it's 5 minutes, it's 10 minutes, it's 15 minutes, and then the game will settle down. They will settle down, and then now you start to impose yourself.
More especially when el professor at this level where it's the highest level of football. At least at this level, a team must be a complete. Mangati complete. I'm talking about all phases of the game. In terms of transition, I'm a set piece. You need to know when to be defensive, when you need to. You need to know when the line needs to be high. So wonke lauma dynamics are very important because you are playing against a team sometimes that is position based that will make you suffer, and you need to be comfortable as well in that phase of the game. You suffer, and I agree with you. And sometimes when the team allows you to dominate position, be arrogant and dominate the game.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's why they say that when in football that your defense must mirror your attack. Your attack must mirror your defense.
Yo! Aye, Bafetch. Aye. Aye, sugar. Aye, not again, Joe. Not again. Siyatangalaza. Aye, these guys as Bayern, bas shifter to the left, bas later to the right. In position. That's what I'm saying. Tina siyamuva. Simuva nebhola.
It goes back. But it goes back to what I was saying. Don't react to what they are doing. Absorb the pressure. Have a good shape. Have a good balance. Hold your lines. Have your compactness. Have your basic.
Let's see the error.
Yeah. Look at.
Ocon uyolana. No way. Where is he going? Ocon. But to Ocon, where is he going? But I got trust Mbogazi. I got trust Mbogazi.
What happened was Ocon saw the guy behind Mbogas, right? So he reacted well.
Yeah.
But then what happened was Mbogas then didn't see, he thought it was the cross area. When he was cut, up until he crossed area, he was too late by then.
It goes with awareness again to look where's your next center back, because now Umboraz is looking at the action. He doesn't see where is all gone, and it goes with the communication again. The reaction from Umboraz.
I muntu wrong now by Mbogas.
Because I know Mbogas, they lose Mbogas. I think Ocon was covering Mbogas.
Yeah.
So Mbogas has to cover Ocon.
Yeah. But why is anyone not saying anything to him? Why is Mudau from behind is not saying anything to him?
The closest person is Ocon was supposed to say, Mbogas, you know,
Yeah.
information.
Communication.
Oh, yeah, behind him. When you say, don't communicate.
Hey, but Mark mentioned something very important. He speaks about being able and having the capacity to absorb the pressure. You know, more especially at this level. You need to know how to absorb the pressure.
Because also you must realize there are no easy game in this level. There are no easy games. Every team imposes themselves in different ways. You know what I mean? And now you need to read the game and see where is the game going. What are they trying to do? Calm down, relax, be compact. Don't give away goals. Don't give away moments. You know.
Check on with Mbogas. He was caught in no movement. It's like one of those over I need to cross. It's not gonna come, ne? And then the bowling again.
Yeah, you are correct.
Defensively, we've been
Because He
terrible.
was away. He was quickly going to run there to close the spaces.
We are being exposed at the back.
So far on the right side as well, marauding. This is why you were saying the mention of
I have to make you sure that
Yeah, take it off. You are out of position.
Please, no cross. No ways. Well done. Much better, Mdau.
Cover from Mutau.
Oh, offside. Oh.
Offside. Was a corner offside. Hey guys, where's the Galan now left? Where's Modiba?
Bamshange pace open. Mbege na manje recovery yakhe la.
No.
Already the ball is behind you. Recover quick.
Ile nto ngisho uyajoga. Uyajoga.
Guys, to get back to your position.
As quick as you can.
Reminder that Czechia did take the lead in that first game. Still a long way to go here. Grinch scored.
My ball in the left side to look at the last thing. I think they saw what is that they go left.
Let's see, most of the attacks, they start from the left,
Now go
from
left.
their left, coming to our left.
Yeah, that's true.
So the meeting between these two nations, the World Cup.
Check what's it money.
And we can't. Can't make them straight line. Straight line.
From the back here.
Yeah. They're going to front four. Check it front four, straight line. So, yeah. No. Hey, it's our front four. Yeah. Don't give me a 9, so.
One of the things we didn't see nearly enough from South Africa in their opening match against Mexico, this was a grand occasion. Maybe the occasion got the better of the players. We didn't see a confident side. When South Africa have the freedom and the confidence to be expressive and to take chances, that's when they become unpredictable and quite frankly difficult to defend. If it becomes too stagnant, too robotic for South Africa, they'll struggle with that. Need to be able to pick up where we usually see South Africa, and that's all involved being creative, taking chances, and being expressive.
This is the start of the tournament for Bafana Bafana. Three red cards with those going to South African players. That's the top end of this one. This has been 3 matches. So he hasn't been done well with Hugo Broos, the head coach.
Let's la ku left rather than go right because uma umcela ukuthi adlale is an inverted akhathi umcela ukuthi adribule manje. and then you can have Ulentuza, who are police adlale half. We don't need two wingers who are wide. One fullback can be wide, one winger can be wide. You need Umasego there, and then you bring Opri closer to the middle. And then in position of the ball, Ulentuza, Umasego are out wide. And then on the other side, Upetu Ulentuza, who are police. But you are saying to Apolis, don't go wide. In position, allow, give the space to Kulisho, come inside, closer to Ulentuza, who's our number 10.
Jaden.
Jaden.
I think also what is important with that back five is to stretch the back five, is to try and stretch them as much as possible so that we can be able to find spaces in between them. But also, if they remain compact, it means that we'll have spaces outside. Hence, it's important what you're mentioning now. If, let's say, we touch Tatu Maseko to the left-hand side, to keep extreme width. And then on the opposite side, we have, let's say, Umudao to keep extreme width. But also what is important in that is how will our rest defense be like? How is our pace will you have like a 2+2 with Umbata and Utebza with the two center backs, or is it a 3+1? How we shape? It's important because why we need to control their offensive transition.
Yeah. So what I would have is a 2-3 because it's a 2-3 because you are asking Opri to be the third member of that midfield. Yeah, inside for our rest defense, because your rest defense can either change from a 3-2 or sometimes a 2-3, Because sometimes if you are saying to both your fullbacks go, then you're asking, if you're saying to one fullback go, then you're asking the other one to tuck in.
To be inside there.
But most of the time, what coaches do is that back four, one fullback will go, one will stay to create that 3-2.
3+1,
rest defense structure.
But it also depends, Uguti, how many players is Czechia leaving up front in their rest attack. If they leave one, but also we need to be smart in that because sometimes they leave one, wanting you to leave less so that there is more space. And then what happens is they attack those vacuum of spaces with speed, because when you see, okay, they left one, now you want to leave two. If you leave two players against one in a 50-meter radius space, they have more space to run into, especially in transition as well. So it's very important how you set up your rest defense to defend against those transition moments, because they will have more bigger spaces to run into if you have less numbers in those moments.
I hope of it inalizwa el professor lapho kuma comment section. Leyihlepula leyistripper. Ujost ukhala ngomaseko.
Decision making,
You see the game, the more the game is going, the less they are pressing higher. The more the game opens up. It goes back to what I said.
Absorb.
We were supposed to absorb that pressure. Absorb that pressure.
Because now the game is open. 15 minutes later, now we would have imposed our game now.
They're no longer pressing high. Look at the center back following on the arc. Look at how many players they're leaving behind. It's exactly how. Justin, look at when they start with the five. But once our midfielders move, our 10s move, they follow.
That's
what you're talking about.
This is how.
But why aren't you telling them about
we need to be aggressive there.
Now chance here too.
Penalty.
There's a penalty there.
Maseko, you didn't expect it. You didn't expect it.
But there's something Mark said, and I think that will be the basis of our analysis during halftime.
Coming short, opening, when you run it not for you. You open, making it
For someone else.
No, but I'm talking about absorbing. Manja basapresi high. Now they've lost their discipline as well. This is the right time. This was the right time, coach, because in the first 15 minutes, let's absorb.
That's just the mentality. If you're playing at this level, you make sure the first 20 minutes you don't concede. Because game will open up anyway. You have your moments, talk attack. minutes is very good.
Ucoach reveal ama-tactics ukuthi ustope kanjani these big clubs ukuthi just be ukuthi first 20 minutes don't concede.
Because once you concede in the first 20 minutes, you are setting yourself back and you are giving confidence to the opposition. And now you will be playing catch up all the time, And once you play catch up, you'll be vulnerable and you'll be opening space because you are chasing the game behind all the time. But when you are level or when you are leading, you are sitting in a comfortable position.
Take a swipe at your opponent. Interesting highlight from South Africa. Combined with Marlon Wayne standing very close to his penalty spot.
Sadly, like over this set play. Scores from set plays than any team. European qualifiers.
That ball, it goes to Mdawi's side. Our left back, Mdiba, is watching, is following slowly. If the ball can come back, there were two players free. Mdiba is still running back.
Czechia, unfortunately for South Africa, was the goalkeeper. That's not the most attacking Italian.
Yes.
The whole week we were discussing our set pieces. Yamuzu Papi, what he's saying now. What I'm seeing also from the team is that we don't look like a team that was thorough in practicing how we're gonna defend against. If you're playing against one of the best teams, especially in the set piece element, you need also to you cannot be naive like what Aubrey is doing. You cannot be naive. You need to be defend until the last ball. Once the ball moves your territory, and then that's when now you.
When somebody says, "Anyeke bayifake ibhola lapha," and bayifake,
Yeah. And there's two players free behind him.
you should always set up.
Yeah.
Be ready, all the time. Uzani nisho unyaka. Sakufunda la kumele uze la eParliament. Ngithi kumele azwakale la eParliament uyafuneka.
Out, yes.
Kumele azwakale.
Yes.
Now we're gonna do.
Raiders was in a position to go behind and Richie commits a intelligent foul. If this gets sidestepped,
I said it. It's gonna be a rugby game.
Raiders.
But
Yeah, you did say it's gonna be war. But this is a very physical team. They are very physical.
Small thing that makes a big difference.
I told them that lento le game like after the game kumele ubane nama
The game is very physical, yeah.
yeah ufuna ntwana icoke nama ice I said
Much better on the
kumele
ball.
ukuthi kufaka ama ice bane nama ice
Oh, no.
yeah it's gonna be war ngishilo no ufuna gonna be baze bapeyinela after the game then because bazoshawa yeah yakapa lethi le
Breaks down when we start there and then we move it from.
nobody's coming short.
Yeah.
The one that is closer to Renas. When the action is going back, he was going.
Check on the space.
Yeah, it's following.
Check out the space in the middle. Somebody has to step in. But there's a big hole there.
Behind the number 6, yeah.
Yes. So one of the 10s or Renas has to come short. By 3, the ball away. Yeah. But it's unnecessary bullshit. But it's understanding what the moment is not doing that.
Uthole yellow card manje sekumele sidlale under pressure manje. Or kumele kubheke unnecessary ubhekele boy. Ubhekele boy.
Experience.
Bona
Experience.
manje he gets a yellow card manje sekumele sacrifice one substitution because of yena. Sekumele simkhiphe manje gaming. And then maybe we can use that substitution in advanced positions or whatever. Score.
But you can't. These guys, that's what they want you to do that. They want you to do that. They comfortable with you putting the ball in the box. They want to win.
Crosses.
Yeah, crosses.
This game, how we gonna score? Because it's 20 minutes. I've never seen Mudau on the line. I've never seen Diva on the line. It's only one moment where Lona, Omaseko, maybe it's only one ball on the right. So if we can't go with fullbacks or wingers, then how we gonna score?
I'm a forward. I mean, nobody's coming. I'm a zigzag.
Yeah. Yeah. So that it opens up those spaces. Yeah.
They follow you. You can't. You can't.
Too predictable.
I mean, so.
Mara mina mina ngim.
Unless you step over sale parle.
Yeah, ukushanga step over maqeda lead kancane. Ali.
Like,
Mara Josta yazi lentwana le in terms of development coach ne. Umaseko. Ekasi besimbizo Aguero. This boy grew up playing as a striker.
so it's
Yeah, no, eval mara bekaza azodlala esowethu. So this boy uyi striker. Lento le that's why ngithi mom invert umletha ngapha. So umcela ukuthi acabange. Ngcono umlethe ngapha ku left ukuthi boy mamela.
I only see him, bro. Every time the difficult stuff, man, it's easy for him. The easier stuff is difficult.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 2 1 2.
I say
1 2 1 2.
It's not a thing.
1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen,
We're talking about Maseko.
1 2 1 2.
It's
1 2 1 2.
it's Pep's
1
job.
2 1 2. Okay, 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen,
Guardiola's job.
you guys, you can redeem your food vouchers. Okay, you guys can redeem your food vouchers. But let me get a quick question, quickly. One of them pose a question. I got one of them pose a question quickly. Or mina ngibuze, thingibuze, sengizwe coach, ngathi ngaba bayasaba ukukhuluma labantu. Coach, we are another goal is consider very early. Ne? Coach, kunelinye goal, another goal is consider early. I just want to get your thoughts very, very quickly. If on a question for Rama Legends, kuno coach upapizo twane lapha mbuze man.
Hey, Pep, I'm very disappointed ngale goal. Experienced player like Umudau in that space. Sisha same thing like last game. Uscanile. If Bekala Polo same time, but by 3v2 lap. Best Pumango, I think Orenas. Best Pumang 3v2. So I'm very disappointed with this considering 5 minutes. We understand. So you can risk in that situation. So.
All right, coach. Is there anything you want to ask the legends quickly?
I'd like to ask Coach Papi. Coach Papi, what will you do? Defender yako oithembeka nje. If Bo Hugo Bruce in that situation, nge change what you bozothini nje kumutawo.
No, obviously, we've seen it differently. The goal came from the left. The first action happened on the right, but the goal came on the left, where I felt Uguti, there was miscommunication because Okono is the right center back, but he ended up being on the left, and Umbogazi had to quickly recover. But it goes with communication, awareness, with what's happening within the spaces. But we should improve that. Obviously, going to halftime, those are the things Hugo must emphasize: communication and awareness.
All right, you heard the coach Papi Zoto and communication and awareness. Other than that, back to the game.
As well. The goalkeeper, he was tremendous. It's an incredible goalkeeper. Making sure that he managed to get on the end of that save, but still coming up with a wonderful 3-1 win from Czechia. Some coaches downstairs who have had to make big decisions. It's the first match, by the way, in World Cup history where both head coaches are over the age of 70. Strong header from Rennes. Is Apolis looking for that? Slice through. Just taken out of the reach. Stretched it out. And that's the set today for South Africa. Those goals, whenever they play, whether they're in a winning team or a draw or a loss, the last 10 matches of the World Cup actually have ended goals. Fortunately, they are behind here, though, to Czechia.
You must trade it in. Have confidence so much that you yeah, that you guy. Yeah. 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 You can't. No, in fact, you thread the ball in, Baba. That's the only way you're gonna break this wall. Also, I will plug my ball like into spaces and whatever. And the multi, I need to the first ball. How they defend on your guy. I'm feeling defend over Izinja. Second time, I'm going to yeah, go to the park. Woman in the Albania, yes, I put
Momentum building. Somebody having the gumption to be able to go and grab this game.
A little high. Just looking to
Center, yeah, come on, the Masab. But I would have a car, but all I'm about.
cards in pockets here to bring this up.
Yeah.
Actually, to show.
All players are going for it. I'm okay with that decision. Nothing more to it. Just coming together inside of the boots. It's most fine for referee.
Reading his skills.
Scared to put balls into channels. They scared. Umuntu makavela so they scared to put it in. How you gonna you check it when it comes to they're like, keep the ball there, it's not that one now.
Why is coming? Please, police.
Hey, Grootman, Fabian. I'm busy, Rajat. Fabi, let's quickly get your thoughts on the first half. Just your thoughts on the 29 minute. What have you seen?
Just what you think about the first half.
Yeah. Like for me, the goal, what Papi saying, it started with a throw-in. So they should have called Modiba back. They stayed central and one leave it. You can't blame Mudau. Usaila was lost. And also the midfielders didn't react with a runner because that guy made a third man run and he scored. Our problem is now what Mark was saying, Urenas is dropping, but nobody's going behind. So we're not using the patterns of play or make a third man running. We accept the guy who's receiving the ball to turn, fight, beat it, and pass the ball. Yeah.
It's like we don't even have one pattern where it goes to the striker, back to the midfielder, wide, or back to the striker.
And then we go back. You know and I'm saying if
automatism from machine.
If it goes deep, it comes, it drops, then it needs to go diagonal or
up back through.
Yeah.
But you gotta have the players to do that. You gotta have the big guy up front to be able to do that. Who's gonna hold the ball for you, waiting for us to join as midfielders, right? But you don't have a player like that. You're playing Reyners, who's more of a runner as well.
We need just the appetite players, like the player who can fit in this. You don't find a Pirates, it's his game. They run up behind because he's got appetite to do that. He's got appetite to do that.
And even Umbata, it's like he's scared to play.
In fact, maybe it's our players. We are not giving them confidence, passing them, but they for me, Fabi, more than as eights, they're playing as tens because they're always closer to Rainers.
Sure.
And it will be difficult for them to play. They must drop and create spaces for themselves. That's why Josta was saying there's a like see the space here. That's why they must drop. Now they are sitting there. Now our police is going to that space there.
Yeah.
Where they must be.
Look at the space there in the middle. Record. See where the referee is? Look at the space there.
Should have been business to go and get such a youngster with a high ceiling, given playing time for the rest of his career, and then we'll be to sell him on to Europe. I believe Bugatti will play in a top 5 league in Europe within 12 to 18 months. And I'll only take 5% of the commission on that. Friends and family discount.
That's a yellow for Tebza. That's a yellow. That's a yellow.
Which is Jaden Adams playing? No, Numbat. Oh, Adams Numbat. No, what manje ufuna? Ngoba khulume. Ababafasi.
Slight trajectory, but still engaging the player safety.
To see Brandon in the domestic game.
Bakurile ke once. Kuyafana.
When you have a style of play or patterns of play, you don't stop using them because you have made a mistake from
Nobody
it.
wants to-
What's
nobody
important
wants
when
to-
you have a style of
That's
play
how.
or certain patterns of play, building up progression is to trust it and budget to go to one. If a ball possession team, like also Pep mentions this all the time, that he wants his center back to receive the ball inside the box. Sometimes it's risky. He wants the goalkeeper to be able to play with his feet. It's risky, and the risk that he's taking, he knows that he might concede a goal from it. But it's a risk that he's willing to take. But if you have an idea of how you want to play football, and you make a mistake and you concede a goal, and then you scrap that idea, it means that you are not honest in that idea from the onset. So, and you didn't believe in the idea because your idea is solely based on results, and it shouldn't be based on results. It's an idea that you have that you think that can solve problems inside the game, because football is about solving problems inside the game. So whatever pattern, whatever style of football, be it's like more short football or it's a long second ball, it's about solving problems. And if you want to solve a problem by kicking the ball long, for sure, no problem. But don't stop when that is not when now you decide to go to now I'm gonna stop playing like this because we have conceded a goal from it, or we try to pull it up from the back and then you concede a goal. No, you have to believe in that in the plan that you have, in the idea of football that you have.
So a lot of the balls so far, South Africa without really challenging much in Kovac. Focus up here. So just heads to the stretches.
If you're going to go long, then you've got to put it behind the back 5 of Czechia. Get them turning around facing the own goal. Just playing it long from the goalkeeper, he can only kick it so far. And when he does, it's just in front of the back line. Then ultimately from there, it's easy for them to defend.
Oh, Ocon. Yo. Yo. Ushayetse ka yena. Awu ngiwile ka re. Fanele. Ushayetse. I told you. Even challenging the near post. The keeper was close.
Just going to cross it now, they do.
Oh my God! Oh no! Yo yo yo! Come on, guys, come on. Yes, carry the ball. Listen, you show. Carry the ball. Carry it. It's like, what's up? They scared to take the ball, to move forward with the ball. What's up?
Like his colleague scrambling back.
Okay, bye-bye. Czech Republic is comfortable. They've got a goal. Ball never right. You're playing in front of them. You're not hurting. Yeah. I mean, we win the ball in their half.
Lento Mark bukhuluma ngayo
We're
ukuthi
playing back
when
we
it's
give
their
them chance
time to absorb,
press us
they
and
absorb
take us
and they
back.
will give you 0 goals
Look at them. Look,
because
look,
they're saving
Czech Republic,
energy
Abananda.
by absorber.
Players need to feed off of that energy and try to replicate it.
Oh, Imara, hey! Hey! High school era kanje.
Oh!
The opening match day and play on the back. It's all well and good, but if you don't have the numbers, you gotta look to the next one.
Joshua.
Common goal winner. Liberian president.
What a player he was. Incredible.
It was unstoppable on the Figo's house, wasn't it? Known for his long launches. Just a bit of distance on that. So again.
How are you? Okay. Good to see you. Sure.
Nkulunkulu baba. Red card. Oh. Nah, come on, that's not a yellow card, referee. Ah, it is not a card, ref. No.
Yellow card for Baz. Take a break. Sailing still making his way. He is pretty good from this long range, although it's a fair way out.
Ray Lojack just placed it and step back. He gives you all the cues, the hint that maybe you want to have a go.
Alabanta indaba yabo la. Alabanta indaba yabo. And in Mexico now you did the very same thing. The same. Makata second half by Spanish. And I'm at defensive errors that are made by us. It's not like these people are creating opportunities.
Decent body side and the sweets today. You notwithstanding.
No comments. What do you think of Salah here?
You would be well about that.
Yes. Izinja on the outside here. That's the break. A promising attack to an end for South Africa.
I think there's an opportunity in the build-up. There was a back and there was some close pass and just sort of lift off his teammate. Even if it's a 40-60 opportunity to be able to get that, I think 50-50 at best. Just give your teammate the encouragement to continue that run on.
Yeah, there's really nothing much to say. Quite disappointing first half. Yeah, to more especially to concede in that manner, you know. Quite disappointing.
South Africa at bay. That's 43 minutes.
Suppose they just have to trust each other. Badlale, mfethu. Yes, like that. Like that.
Yes.
Just keep play. Just keep playing. Axian ball there. It's closer to the body. And I born into one
He's got to do more of that. He's got to do more and more of that.
Amara Bafana.
Think of those that come off from the back as well. They're James to be ready to have a go. Just the size element. Absolutely. Completely saved. Yeah, no. He was asked about it in the press conference, wasn't it? The size of Czechia compared to these South African players.
But it's inexcusable if you're going to go short to have a entry pass in that comes in with a weak amount of power. Actually, his goal first touch. These are the things that the South African fans were most disappointed for. Criticism right now, it's just because of the mistakes that are being made. South Africa are beating themselves by just turning the ball over needlessly.
It's not even a cut well. That's a really big special.
Your conviction on this movement, excuse me, just no second guessing it. He's going to run across it. He wants to hit across the face of this. So when it starts to go from left to right, and his foot, he just doesn't get the angle right with the shoulders. He's sacrificing the technique for the power as he's from quite some distance out.
The qualifying campaign he played in a qualifying he shouldn't have. Maybe cost South Africa a chance to progress through. Very lengthy qualifying campaign. He started back on November of 2023. Finished top of that group in the qualifiers. And Nigeria is its 4th edition.
He's not eligible to play in the next match.
So that yellow card.
But now when it has to be a true professional, the disappointment is inevitable in a player that understands you will not play in the next match no matter what. So you now have to turn the page and go, I've got to give everything in this match to give my team the best opportunity to progress to the round of 32. Or hopefully you can play again if you're more winning.
So ahead of Lukansi. Looking at coming across. Stops. Through a bit of a barren spell, South Africa without victory for this calendar year in games that they played. 6 games overall coming into this one. Last victory against Zimbabwe on December 29th in the African Cup of Nations. 4 games in Mexico against Nicaragua and Jamaica, parity both. Williams. Start things here for Bafana Bafana.
Look how stacked everybody is from South Africa. See more movements.
Going away from Chev. So Victoria Izinja. Lukasz Chev. Wicked midfielder.
No one's. Police
Killer number 6 actually in his side.
the ball.
Victoria
After
Izinja
somebody
and
realized
Mirakovic.
I gotta go with I bounce the game and I get hands. Nobody's thinking. Third man running, Baba. You can't teach a professional player to third man running. You can't, Baba.
Bogdan. The Bayern News on a home team that missed out on promotion to the Bundesliga, missed out on getting into the playoffs, in particular towards the end of the season on the final day. And is on from Torre Penso for the restart of the game. The new initiatives being brought in for this World Cup, countdowns for restarts, goal kicks, and throw-ins. One last score for South Africa before the break.
Ah, bafethu, uNkulunkulu simakade.
This is Luce. Trying to get away from one, but coming back from another. And the final touch coming off Luce. And that is it. So, a moment for South Africa towards the end.
Yo, 1-2.
This would have been disastrous. Afterwards, Czechia were dominant.
Yo, oh, 1-2, 1-2.
Continues to follow the play.
1-2.
1-2,
1-2.
in the first half for Czechia, which was nearly flawless. Fantastic first half, though, from Czechia. When they
Another disappointing first half. But let me just remind the audience quickly, guys, be involved. Don't forget to use the hashtag Izinja, zeWorldCup. Take a picture of yourself, post on social media, tag us. It's very important, guys. Don't forget as well to go to the Sunbet team. They are here. You can bet in any game, right? Don't forget to sign up to MTN FC. Don't forget to sign up to Elays as well, if you want to have your face on that pack. Other than that, gentlemen, let's jump right into it. 1-0 to Czech Republic. You know, a goal from Umakal. I think I'm pronouncing it just yeah, but let me start with you, Fabian. Your gut reaction?
Yeah, look, obviously, defensively, we were not organized. They pulled Madiba out. One throw in beat both our center backs. Here's my thing. When you're center back, why do you defend outside of the 18 yard? There's no need for you to go out there. And when you go out there, make sure that ball don't pass you, because already there's -1 in the middle. And Umudao was alone. That third man running killed him. You get what I'm saying? So for me, the thing started with the shape of the defense, pulled Madiba out, they played that ball, allow a silly cross, and
Just to add up on what Fabi is saying, communication. Alcon saw that Umbogas didn't see there was a man behind him. You shout, there's a Alcon, because there's somebody behind you, come back. Fine, he didn't react. Alcon reacted to the situation, which now he's doing Mbogas' job. So what is Mbogas has to do then? he has to go back to where Akon has to be. So he thought the cross was not gonna go in. It's one of those again saying, "Eish, anyeke bayifake le ball." And then what happens? The ball goes there. He wants to react to the situation. Akon was not aggressive in terms of winning that ball. That cross that wasn't supposed to go in as a cross ended up being a goal. One of those things that never react to the situation. Always be proactive in the situation. What if it happens? Let me just set up for in case if it happens, and we're caught sleeping in that situation for me.
Coach, ngiyakubona uyilambele lento. But before I do that, let me introduce the coach. Coach Papi Zotwani. Izinja. He's the current Richards Bay head coach. I know there's a co-coaching situation, but Zote head coach for the sake of this show. Other than that, coach, just to add on what Uchosta had said from a defensive perspective, we were watching the game during halftime with Abu Fabian. You guys were unhappy with that error at the back.
Yeah, I share the same sentiment because what we're protecting Mapale, protecting the goals. You can't move out from a good defensive position. So immediately, if you go out there, you must go out knowing you create a foul. Because if you go out there and don't create a foul, you've left a space there. But like I said, Pep, it goes with communication, awareness, what's happening, because what Josta said, it's awareness from Bogazi to go back quicker. And the reaction, you are not in your position, but the reaction, the speed of reaction in that moment, few seconds, and you are jogging. So by the time the ball goes there, you are not there. So it goes with communication, awareness, and the reaction.
Mark, let's get your tactical view, Amachita ihlepulile with regards to the defensive error. When you're looking at the structure and looking at the game in terms of performance, tactically, where can we improve? What could be better?
Like when we were discussing, even Upapi mentioned it, when you play games like this and teams are aggressive, they are in your face, we spoke about absorbing that pressure. And sometimes you have to be comfortable in bad moments, be comfortable in suffering sometimes. Suffering sometimes maybe means that you defend. And when you look at the goal, Coach Mushine Tugaus always speaks about splitting the center backs. And the center backs, they split it. They both went outside the central channel, which is where we defend. So for me, that's the starting point. But also, we spoke about their last line, the five. They are following Reynas when he drops. They are following Apollos when he drops. But everyone is dropping. Everyone is dropping towards the ball. Everyone is glued to the ball. And we don't have runners. We don't have third man running. We don't have, forward back through moments. We don't have side forward, and for me, this is important, that we need to break the line. We need players that will break the line. We need players to make the runs behind. Yes, maybe Reynas will drop, but maybe Apollos to break the line. Yes, Reynas drops, and then Maseko breaks the line. The Reynas drop, Jaden Adams breaks the line. Even Umbata can break the line from deep as well. But we need those moments, because also if you look at, fortunately, I showed you the message from Coach Mushin. He's saying that also our two central midfielders, especially in the build-up, they're too static. They're standing in the same zones. Yes. They are not moving. They are not rotating. They are not pulling away because everyone in the Czech team, they defending 1v1. So we need maybe now starting point. You are central. Yeah. They put a sticker on you. Take the sticker away, someone else gets into that position, he receives, and then you are out. But the problem, we are too stagnant in the central channels, and it's difficult for us to progress in build-up. But also, if you look at the last line, we have 1v1 moments with Maseko, Reynas, and Apollos, so sometimes we need that deep pass to Reynas, two players, one player under, and then we start to play from that. And that doesn't have to be a long pass. It can be a pass on the ground, a nice breaking the line pass from Umukwena or Mbata, but they need to see that earlier. And we operate there, but it can be better with us imposing that and making those runs for me.
Just to add up on what Prof is saying, when you look at like the front four, they're literally staying in line with the flat with the back four, Czech Republic. So you gotta have a zigzag formation, an arrowhead type of situation when you thread the ball to the guy who's on top of the arrowhead. You know what I mean? He can decide if he can I flick. Like luckily ke hletse mo pelo motho o na dlala midfield. When you start kenya ball straight, thread it in. Motho wa itshwara and you wait for support to come and support you. Or you can flick it for somebody who's making a third man running. We are scared when somebody's coming short to give them the ball, you know what I mean? Because the only thing that can happen is I can protect the ball. If I get fouled, it's a foul. That's another step for us to regroup going forward. Most of the time we see the opportunity, we're like, we're not doing that. We're going back to our goalkeeper. And you can see Czech Republic, they got their goal. They don't care. You know, they're like, okay, keep the ball and that's it. Because we got the goal that we wanted. We are more desperate. We need to win. But we don't play like we want to win in this situation, in my opinion. Yeah.
Fabian, Grootman, what is it that Czech Republic is doing right in this game?
They go 1v1. They make sure that they close their passing parts, the channels in between. And like Mark was saying, once the guys play the ball forward, when it comes to the side, there's no other third man running or one run behind. All our guys wants to get the ball at feet, but then again, there's somebody breathing behind his neck. So the way we creating this or using the space, it's not working for us. Because the Czechs, what they're doing, we get the ball in their half, but we're playing it all the way back to Ronan. And what they're doing is, any square pass or back pass, they step up. And they move with the lines. Defensive line, the midfield, they move. But they make sure that a Bafana player is in front of them. Nothing behind.
What a privilege it is to have this esteemed panel of legends. Coach, what would you change considering what Mark was saying, what Fabian was saying, what Josta was saying as well? Now, your coach Hugo Bros, you have an opportunity. It's halftime. Last game, this is what we were asking for, Fabian. We've conceded, we've made mistakes. The first half wasn't perfect, but we have an opportunity in the next 45 minutes to make a better impression. What changes do we make now?
Yeah, most definitely. The first thing you need to do is not to concede another second goal in the first 20 minutes. That's the first thing. And secondly, if I was Hugo, I would sacrifice one of the midfielders because they are playing with 5. We only have Apolis, Masego, and Reines. If we can sacrifice one, at least be 5v4, have a number 10, out and out number 10, and play with 2-6. Maybe sacrifice Mkwena because they've got a cut, but Nombata has got a cut. So that's a situation as a coach you have to decide. But maybe if you play with a 10, can have another advantage because this game needs a Muremi that will always have those sacrificing runs. We need those type of players. And maybe a little of brilliance for Murile to think better, decide better. Those are the moments that we need. And obviously, we need to sacrifice more to say if Mdwao goes, then Mudiba can come in. At least we've got 3 so that we don't suffer counterattacks. But we need fullbacks to be aggressive going forward.
What coach is saying, I'll check out Moremo once he started running at players.
Masego.
Masego, yeah. Masego on the right? So he, like Wabona now they're starting to have difficulties, like opportunities start to happen. So he needs to do that more. He did it twice, we nearly scored a goal. So you want to see Masego, you want to see your wingers doing those type of situations because any defender, you got a central back here, he will tell you, any player, they don't like players that are running behind them. You know, and once we start doing that, you can see, Czech Republic start to get unsettled. So we need to get more of that, in my opinion. Yeah.
Mark, is there anything you want to add on that?
I think besides changing the of personnel, but I think with those 1v1s that they leave at the back in a 50-meter space, it's an advantage for us with our skill, with our speed, and our police in this moment, Maseko and Reines, they have to be comfortable in those moments where now in 1v1 moments, they have to create something for us. They have to use their abilities. They have to use their skills to create those moments. Because if Maseko beats his man, it means that it's going to be a 3 versus 2 now because his man will be behind, you know. So my biggest challenge also, especially on Apolis' side, yes, Maseko is trying to operate on his side, but Apolis is not aggressive with the ball, is not dribbling with the ball, is not going outside outside, inside. And if he goes inside, he's going to the crowd, you know. So we need him to be more active in the 1v1 moments, more direct in the 1v1 moments, so that it creates those moments. And now it speaks to Reina to say, if Maseko is operating, can I take this guy away from that space and then I allow him to operate alone there? And then when that happens, now he has more space to operate on. So for me, besides changing the personnel, like Coach Papi is saying, but how Reina's, Maseko and Apolis is operating can be a little bit better and a little bit braver.
All right, just before you add something, do I have a question in the? Do I have a question? Nobody wants to ask a question to the legends. Do we have a mic there, roaming mic, maybe? A quick. Okay, Mark. Okay, sure.
Kaizer Chiefs.
Okay, good day. I want to ask. Okay, igama lami nguSimthembile. I want to ask Mr. Fabian, is a former centre back. I think, in my own opinion, we lack leadership at the back because you find Bogazi is not disciplined, he doesn't stay, and then we are playing with clinical players, typical Europeans. So I want to ask the legend that maybe we miss the experience of the players that like Abotrant, Kekane and stuff. And then we also, I want to ask you if there is the fatigue of the Sundowns players. That's to show now, because we see Mutiba is not like, is not Mutiba's game. I would like to see maybe Sibelebele come and help. So I want to...
Yeah, look, to the first one, you playing there as a center back, you guys need to communicate and to close that gap, the distance between you and also the movement, where you're going to go to, how far you're going to go out. Once one step up, you need to step closer. So for me, I won't talk about guys that are not there, but I think that thing they can fix is it's a matter of how they communicate when one of the center backs move outside. Like you said, Modiba for me, I can bring in Kapini, and then also like Coach Papi say, sacrifice one of the center midfielders and bring a more offensive player and attack-minded player in.
Quick. Yeah. Oh, I thought you wanted to add something. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, remember, there's someone who's a winning KPC at the end of this. Don't forget to pose your questions on social media. I've got my team back on Alana. They'll pick a question, pose it to the gents. The gents will make a decision. Other than that, we've got 45 minutes to prove ourselves as a nation, gentlemen. You know, the last game we watched was quite disappointing. But this time around, we are watching this second half with a lot of positivity. Other than that, let's go back to the game. Enjoy it. Thank you.
So right,
We're going to go over change. This play here is a talent with okay. It's going to be taking the place of Jordan Adams. Just to the attack. Premiership in South Africa scored plenty, created plenty as well. There's just a little racing to get going. Terrific, does get a spike underway. So Czechia leading by a goal to nil. Against the next goal of 6 minutes is the difference here in Atlanta. What do South Africa have about them? in the second half. Remains to be seen whether the change and the introduction of Mofagate can make a difference to it.
King needs to be able to try to provide a secondary line for the Raiders. Somebody right behind as well, pick up the second pieces. I'd like to see higher starting positions from the outside backs from South Africa, pitching in as well, less stretched out in their build-up. Bit more diversity in the attack as we just presented from South Africa. None of the free-flowing nature which they operate best.
Hayi nama mina ungithise mina so makateniswa kakhulu ne-screening uyazi okay BBK
Czechia. Position here. Oh my God!
This is such an important block. That's so well defended.
Yeah. In those two center backs, okay, in the friendly game they played May 2. Yeah. But in this bigger stage, do you expect them to play May 2? Because when they played in Cape Town, they were 6 and 7.
Yes, yes.
So you can't expect them to.
But you see, the Uguti manje not having a grant, what does it mean for us? You see, what does it mean for us?
I'll come here, Mike.
The end here in the Atlanta Stadium, Atlanta Sports for Czechia. It's going to be right with the confidence.
Yeah, we're really on inside the first 2 minutes of this match. They didn't take with conviction this time. It looked a bit hesitant as well, and surprised we got to him before he was able to add any extra power to it. A late reaction means it's just really hitting him instead of him hitting it.
You see some goals. Rafael Leverkusen is his fourth all-time top scorer. 16 goals in the Bundesliga last season, 23 in all competitions. Here's Emil Ocon. Nice.
Tremendously. From the beginning, Sheku just saw that late, to be fair, as that comes over Ocon. So the Eagles go down slow.
Nice. Shoots here. Comes the man who represents the Orlando Pirates. Taking her away. No one off range. Ishik for Czechia. Czechia only one forward. Bafana comes down again. South Africa behind, they're only behind because one of their 10 World Cup qualifiers. That's Rwanda. The rest of the back of his neck. Potential voice.
Feels like it was really small to get to. That was just briefly 60 foot in there, going into the landing. Struggles in a precarious position. Couldn't really protect it and all the way to nearly comes down the rotation and the foot. It lands on the ground.
Six with snaps. Down. Serenus. And Olympic. Shift. Swing. This was so important for Kamikaze. It's just asking to be playing, wasn't it?
Wow, this is so good to be able to clear that away. The last second. Just radically, also intelligent and clears it. You know what? This is how Czechia scored their first goal. I thought Krejci was the one that got on the end of it.
And that was Kamikaze's play behind.
And then Bugatti doesn't get there. Krejci was inside of his defender, and he was the next player that was going to get to it. Krejci just goes and finds it, tracks it so well, even backpedaling. Unfortunately for Czechia, he is backpedaling, so it's immensely difficult to get any sort of precision on the header.
Scored both games in the playoffs. Scoring in the first game as well here at the FIFA World Cup. Krejci. Captain of Czechia, World Cup in 20 years. Just wants to clear it away. Nice. Loud to serve. From the region. Finds those eyes with fantastic touch. The other way around. Czechia here. So Czechia are going to be making a first change. So it'll be the end of the region. So just look at the big chance of this second half. So Bafana Bafana comes off. So quite a season back in Czech football, actually, for the arena. And coming back over, it's kind of one of the qualifiers. Putting a shift in there, all right. Sugar. It's also looking up some of the Indian ships. The players that are much like the change from going. So this is a very good season with the bring that field into this World Cup here in this incredibly important one. Everything needs to win. Police. Once again. this contest. You will see
decision making. Trying one way, patiently growing, and ultimately, it's just fairness to try to just scream or poker, and you don't give your teammates an opportunity to get on the end of it.
Yes. Where are they going to find their answers in South Africa?
Look how slow it is to build up. There's no decisive first movement, and then teammates can react off of. Who's not on the ball here? Okay. Your teammate gets it on the previous match day for some silly swinging of the hands. And you would not have to anticipate this something really perfect and reveal secret items on the tournaments of his hands. I don't think there's anything that needs to compliment. I think the chair has been able to deal with it. But nonetheless, why are you doing that if you're a opponent?
Received more cards than anybody else so far in this World Cup.
How good is that for the two substitutes? So they with the switch up and what's right back to the legs that it's just the nature of just coming off the bench here, Pavel Schultz, to not have a go. That would have been a good spot. I think he realized it was the moment it passed him, and he could have had, maybe should have had an effort towards goal. If you're Robin Williams right now, you're looking at how stagnant everything is. You're finally getting a little jog towards the ball. But then what else is there if you're the goalkeeper?
Passes like that, and immediately under pressure. Now he goes long.
What are Czechia's strengths? Long aerial goals. It's just unimaginative right now from South Africa.
Specking it to hits, we're still being happy to see Czechia from Madiba this time.
Czechia will take this all day. Czechia got their reward. They got their ball from brilliant interchange, and at 6 minutes in, they might have finished. Pressure has been the word that has been thrown around more than anything else today.
The worst thing that we want to achieve is maybe best third. Best third.
Yeah, you can see there in terms of targets, a 0 for South Africa. They're now going over 90 minutes without an attempt on
But we are lacking width, we're lacking penetration.
minutes against Mexico, and that was from Aubrey Madiba. He's noticed the postman.
Oh, no.
Why is that?
Not for delivering for his club and country.
I see you did that.
You are saying we are lacking?
I'm saying we are lacking width in the last line. If you look at how we are setting up, we are playing into their hands. You know, we're
What
not
do you think?
stretching them.
What do you think of Urile since Angenin?
Obviously, maybe it's going to take time for him to get into the game, but he needs to be involved. He needs to keep on moving. He needs to get into the right space.
There we go. There we go.
Take it.
We're a little bit thin on the wider areas. I think we can
are.
overload it. Okay, there's a 2v1 there.
We are. But you see, if you create the width in the last line, things are better now. Also, it helps Abo when Umaseko drops because he's in the half space. The left center back follows him, and then it opens up the space in between the two center backs now for that ball to be played through. But Umudao has to be ready to receive the ball behind. The only thing that we need is to have that verticality where we have players running behind.
Too many skew passes, eh?
Too many square passes.
Best of Euros, it's seated to his domestic game with Hoffenheim, can get in the team.
Again, coach. Hey, coach. Now that ngiyenzeka ukuthi sidangalaza umbokazi nangu now.
Because with communication, I don't understand how does it happen at this level. I don't understand.
Legend.
He is the one that can make things stand here.
You know, the thing is, if they just try and manage the space, because remember, these guys are pulling them out so that they can use that space. And you don't have to always follow them, Ned, especially when your two wing backs are up. You need to allow him to have the ball, especially when he goes wide. Then at least you can concentrate, adjust, and sometimes if you have to go 1v1, you do it, but away from the goal-scoring area.
Passing
sequence here for Czechia. Becomes demoralizing when you're South Africa having been constantly chasing, can't get your foot on the ball.
I think if we don't exit this group, it will be a hard pillow to swallow, considering the teams that we've played against and the defensive errors that we've made. I think this will be a hard pillow to swallow. There's better teams in this World Cup.
Even though you are saying that, I don't think at this stage they are weak teams. I think the fact that they are here, it means that there's certain things that they did that were good, and we should acknowledge that, you know. And I think from us is obviously we started the World Cup bad with a lose against Mexico, bad approach. And imagine if we had approached the Mexico game the way we approached this game, would be in a more positive, even if we lose the game, but we will be in a more positive space because we lost playing our way, you know, and we would have gained experience from it, you know. And this now feels like the first game of the World Cup because we had to change our strategy altogether. You know what I mean?
Do you think that one of the reasons why we are where we are is because of we had to change in what we believe in?
Yeah, you can see how the two central defenders cannot defend together, cannot work together as a pair, you know, because this is the first time they play together as two center backs in the World Cup. You know what I mean? So they don't have the experience. But if they had played against Mexico together in a where we had two center backs instead of three, they would have the experience now to say, how
know
do
what
we
to
play
do.
together? You know what to do when
know what to expect.
Exactly. The communication, the language, when they say push up, when they say hold it, when they say delay, you know. So for me, that's the challenge with the first game. It doesn't give us, for me, when I look at it, it didn't give us any experience.
Do you think when you're looking at the first game, because most of us, I think most of the disappointment, Mark, was not about the defeat. I think the disappointment was in the performance.
Was the approach. The first step was the approach.
The
yeah.
approach
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
of course the performance.
Yeah.
Because our biggest responsibility, I always say this, Mark, is not to analyze the results, it's to
Yes.
analyze the performance.
Exactly.
And if the performance is discouraging, now, remember, football also needs a reference.
Yeah.
How we played this game can always be a reference on the next match.
Yeah.
To say, okay, this is what we did right.
Precisely.
This is our correction. This is what we can fix. This is what
Precisely.
we can do better based on the opponent and profiling the opponent and say, oh, okay,
Precisely.
maybe they have a shorter center back who's right-footed. Maybe we can pin evidence Mahopa there, you know, who can benefit from those. But so generally, Nje, I hear what you're saying in terms of the reference of the first match. It was critical.
Yes, it's a new strategy altogether. So that's why it makes it so difficult for us in this game as well. You know, it feels like the first game of the World Cup.
Yeah.
But also, I have an issue with how the subs that we make and why are we making them. Are we seeing changes in terms of how we are setting up when you make this sub? Are we taking a different approach? You know, we need to see the difference when they say it's not just putting a player because the other one is tired or because the other one has played 60 minutes now, he has to come out. But we have to have a situation where we change, we see change, we see maybe two fullbacks are higher up now because Mbogaz is there or whoever is there, or now we have Mahopa. Are we using more wide width or wide orientated attacks? You know, we need to see change. Now I'm watching the game. We have made 2 substitutions, but we are playing the same way. We are doing the same things. Nothing else is changing. There's the same movements. You know what I mean? So it feels like it's just a sub for the sub, or it's a sub just to have fresh legs in the game.
I think for me it's not subs to impact the game. I think it's fresh legs.
That's the problem.
That's what I'm picking up.
That's the problem, my brother. That's the problem. You have a one striker defending against 3 players. 3 center backs is pressing alone, and it doesn't make sense. You are 1-0 up. Where are the other guys? Why are they low? You know, it frustrates me when I see this. When teams are not tactically flexible.
I'm coming.
Sure.
1 2 1 2. Yeah. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, give me 40. I don't know. These hydration breaks are making me feel uncomfortable. They're really, really making me feel uncomfortable. Other than that, can I please, just one question, quick question. You know I'm hydration and not too long. Just one question, guys, please. One question. About Botswana and I don't know. Anybody who has a question, you can ask the legends. You can speak about the game. Anything, okay, there we go.
Josta, I've got a question for Josta. So, I mean,
Josta is mad.
We're about to start the 4th quarter. I mean, Americans have turned this thing into a quarterly thing. like all American sport is into quarters.
Yeah.
What do you do now as a coach? Like 25 minutes left, so to speak?
Yeah.
What do you do?
There's nothing you can do. I mean, you've
No, Mike off. I get all forecast.
The off.
I go on. Okay, there we go. So like when you look at it, the coach has done his job, bro. It's all about, I think it's an attitude that the players now. From now on, they need to carry the coach. You know, he's done his, all these speeches in the changing room. He's done the substitutes he's done the right substitutes. What is it? Where's Kwamo? When the substitutions are high already, you know what I mean? So it's all about the players, doing the job right now. I mean, since the relay came on, you can see South Africa starting to play. But
I think we need to hit that target, take shots, and make sure we hit that target. Our shots are all over the place, bro. You know what I mean? You've seen like, Mudiba, Obato shooter from center. Come on, bro. We know like you can shoot, but it's too far. You know what I mean? And the person that can do that is Mokwena. So I think for me now, one of the players, you need your big players to step up now. As a coach, this is the time where you need like Borile to say, give me the ball, I'm gonna take them on. The police, like, give me the ball, I'm gonna take them on. Because like sometimes the coach can only like do so much. You need your players to step up and represent you on the field. That's what it is.
Okay, do you want to say something? Oh, I heard you saying, I don't agree. I think you told her the last comment.
That's you, Velo. So,
other than that, back to the match.
Terrific crowds, wonderful sights. How this country, Mexico and Canada, have embraced the grandest stage of all.
Incredible. The people here have been brilliant. Here, there, and everywhere across 16 host cities and around these three great countries.
We are back, fourth quarter.
That's the best sight I've seen so far whilst we've been here.
Last 20. What do we do now? Looking at the last 20. Grootman, don't you want to be involved in this conversation?
Needs must now for South Africa.
Don't you want to be involved in this conversation? Last 20, what do we do now?
For me, I think he should add another offensive player, so that they can try and keep them at the back, as far back as we can. And then we need to, now it's all about maybe that individual brilliance and players taking responsibility, because like Mark is saying, second half we still want to play in front of them. You know what I'm saying? And substitution of Mahopa, it's just like for like or so. There's nothing.
There's a lot of like for like changes. We're not making subs that impact the game. Mark, last 20.
Look, for me, you put in Sibilibili on the right, you put Maseko on the left or Muremi on the left, maximum width. You have Mbata and Debza in midfield with Urile, and you try to play through midfield outside and maybe wide zone orientated, because also when we break on the right where Maseko is, you want a right footer there so that also when he gets higher in the field, he can be able to put in a cross. You know what I mean? So now the reason that you are too much central, because every time when Maseko has the ball, he comes inside. When Apollo's on the left, receives the ball, he comes central because he is inverted. So if we are playing more central, we are playing into their hands. They have 3 center backs in the central channel plus 2 midfielders. So they have 5 players in the central channel. It's impossible for us to break through the central channel. What do we need? To maybe to be wide, sacrifice one of the midfielders or sacrifice Mudiba, and you drop Mudau to have the 3 rest defense, Mudau, Akon, Bogazi, and then you still have the 3 in midfield, maximum width in both sides. You still have the 3 in midfield. You have your overload in midfield with the 4th player that will be coming in. So, but Sibilibili on the right, more vertical, more forward oriented operation. For me, this is what I see, because obviously you don't want to concede again, because if you concede, the game is out of reach. But you can see also they are no longer threatening us so much. But when you look at how we are operating, we don't have maximum width in the last line, and we need the maximum width. Sibilibili has to be there.
More especially when they play, Mark, with the back 3. You need maximum width.
Yes,
and sometimes you are right with having a player on a strong foot lap. Because sometimes football is also about space, time, and just milliseconds. Mark, sometimes you have maximum width on the right-hand side. You've got a player, maybe a winger, who's strong with crosses.
For
You
sure.
can always play that pass on the right hand side, ibuye one touch.
For sure.
And play it immediately in the box quicker.
For sure.
Just to destabilize that
For
defense
sure.
because they are not expecting. But if it's a crossy ball, ready. You know, it's easy to defend. But maybe Ilentoka De Bruyne on the right by one touch.
Yes.
And then bring it in
you have
quickly.
Umahopa that can challenge, that is also physically, that he can do, he can try and compete in the box as well, you know. So
Anticipation around what's going to happen.
I'm sure he pull his hand. Phela leya shot kaMbokazi isandla siyaphuma.
It's hit that hard.
Roughly 40 yards out is not necessarily the way to go. Yeah.
To clear away towards Sheikh.
It's easy to defend against that.
we are playing into their hands, my friend.
Very easy.
We are playing into their hands. You see the three. You have the three, Modao, Akon there. Leave them there. Aubrey high, last line, maximum width. We have the nice rest defense with Tabs in front of them. Maybe you sacrifice Umbata, put in Usibilibili and play this the inside midfielder inside Ulen. Put it extreme width this side, extreme width on the opposite side. And then you have 210s, Apolis and Ureile. And then you have Tabs sitting behind them. And then you have maximum width in both sides.
The maximum width now. I'm looking at Aubrey on the other side.
But Aubrey is not a profile for that. Imagine if you Maseko Lapayani in a 1v1 moment. Or Muremi.
I think for me, that's Maseko's best position.
Yes.
Maximum width.
Yeah.
On the left hand side.
1v1.
On the left hand side, yes.
Create the 1v1 moments.
That is made way. Zimmer plays for Slavia Prague. So season back with the club. For the rest of the times with Torino in Italy. We're asking for another card here.
Socek, they got the wrong side. Hugo Gross, he wants something more. That was a clear path for Montbuena.
Shooting goes. Crashing across the right corner out of South Africa. Wonder if the touch was better, could even more. Oh, it's a great call here, overturning the call for a corner into a goal kick.
Alex takes a heavy first touch here, so he's trying to chase it.
Great call.
Wow, really good for Brooke Mayo. Our assistant referee on a conversation with our assistant, with our head referee, Tori Pencil, got that absolutely spot on.
Selene. Shakira losing out to the gun. Haseko is smoking fine. Mutala.
There's still not one player for South Africa inside the 18 though. Haseko just reluctantly got to the top of the 18 and stopped. You're chasing the game. There's only 10 minutes till stoppage time. You're in the final third, and not one player is inside the 18. That's where the criticism is going to come from. That's where the questions are going to be asked of what more will it take to get players to get into the box.
Structure defensively has been sound from Czechia so far. Happy for South Africa to have perform in this sort of area. The sideways passes, no way through there.
Penalty!
It's a penalty. Penalty to Bafana Bafana. I want to celebrate on my face. Are we ready for celebration? Are we ready to celebrate?
A man, we need a man.
So this is big. This is big.
He is 2 for his last 5. He's missed 3. The 3 that he's missed have all gone to the goalkeeper's right. The 2 that he's made has gone to the goalkeeper's left.
Don't celebrate, man. Get the ball, man. Get the ball. Don't celebrate. They had the same thing against South Korea. They scored first and then they lost the game 2-1. Because later in the game they get tired. Yes, yes.
Unbelievable. What a goal from Gwena. We are back. 1-1. Bafana Bafana scores via a penalty.
These 2 nations have went from the World Cup scene for a long time, determined not to be going home early on a must-win game. And we are level closing in.
And if this result holds for Czechia, that would be 5 points dropped from winning positions so far in this tournament.
And another successful penalty. All penalties have been scored before they've been dispatched so far in this tournament.
Let's get another one.
Michael, one of the biggest goals.
Look now, Sibilibili. Look who Sibilibili now. Look where he is.
The maximum width.
Let's give him the ball. Look on the opposite side. Let's create the overload. But lazy. Look now, it's different now with the maximum width. It's different. Look what happens now. He moves. Don't. Foul.
5 minutes plus stoppage time.
There's Modell. A setback for Czechia again, having led for so long. They led against South Korea before. They were beaten in the end. Their first game.
So happy. So happy. Go.
Life in South Africa again. At this
At
World
least in
Cup.
the last game, we've got something to play for. Fabian, you were saying we need to just take this 1 point.
No. We want 3 points here. This one, we can smash and grab. But now, if the coach can use the substitution, he needs to put in 2 players now. I don't know who's the other one, but I think Moremi must come on now. Maybe even Modiba can go and someone else.
Do we take a draw, Mark? Or do we smash and grab the whole 3 points? Do we play for 3 or do we play for 1?
For now, we play for 3. I wouldn't say we must take a draw from this moment, but if a draw is not a bad result, a draw here, we can smash and grab in the next game. A win here and a draw in the next game, or a win in the next game, you know. But I think a draw and a win will be a positive result that will take us to the next game in a more positive moment, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously, missing tabs in the next game will be difficult
It's a
for us.
tough one. It's a tough one. But I think the biggest positive is our first goal in this World Cup. I think that gives us a lot of confidence. You know, even I think, Mark, we need to be honest. The second half performance as well has been better. Yes, maybe as penetrated the way Funanga corner, but now Icheki, they are playing. The line is very deep, in my opinion. They're playing in our hands.
Remember what we said is we need to close the game as much as possible, and in that first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we're supposed to absorb the pressure and suffer a little bit and not concede. And because also if you look at them against South Korea, they had the same. They scored first, and then later in the game, Korea scored 2 quick goals. You know what I mean? So later in the game, maybe they get tired because they are more aggressive. They are pressing the whole time, and the energies they go. Also, they are an aging team. You know, most of their players are 26, 27, 30, 33, 36. You know, so they are not a really, really young team. So
why is this guy falling?
With a little bit of uncertainty, but this is a massive moment in this match. This play is being held up for just a moment.
Yeah, Patrick Schick's not happy, is he? He's continuing the argument. Walk away here. He's not having any of it, is he? He's going to be very careful that he's not going to get a yellow card.
Corey basically just said, I don't want to card you. Schick just managed the emotions, but this is a massive moment. Set pieces have been a real point of dominance all afternoon long for Czechia. Krejci in particular, number 7.
Really good header away by Makazi. What a pillar of strength at the back there for South Africa today.
There's numbers at the back post.
Cross eventually is played into his Krejci. Zimmer. Feel the tension inside Atlanta Stadium. So he just got the free kick. Just a little chip.
I'll try to play good, but there's a step on top of the foot.
Ball to play. So far, floated and glanced on by Zeleny. Subject. Bring it.
Assistant referee on the far side, Katie Nesbitt, was just waiting for that. Socek had made the initial run, and when he gets flicked on, he was in that offside position, deflection, and just falls into the path. Mark Socek at the top. Resets when the header happens. There's the first initial one, but when it gets headed on, Socek was in an offside position. Absolutely correct decision from the referee.
Scoring South Africa's first penalty at a World Cup since Quinton Fortune scored against Paraguay in 2002. Oh, who wants it? Knock away now. They open themselves here. Schultz, Schick, Collage, and so far with space here.
We got a reaction from Ronald Williams to go over and just celebrate with Lembokazi. But there was a moment where the window was open and the Czech player in the attack took a secondary touch. If he could have played it first time, there were two Czechia players that were open and he just could not get it to him quick enough.
You mentioned it, Jerry. After we picked up that yellow card, Mokoena, we see him out of the last game. And he needs to lead by example now as a leader has done so. You look at all of the statistics, he's topping that. Chances created, touches, completed passes. The scorer of a priceless penalty. Schultz. Schick in the centre. Schick now. Oh, Schick. McKenzie out again. And the flash eyes.
There are so many tired bodies right now on that pitch. For both players, both sets of teams are going for it. Heavy legs, poor clearances, rash decisions. We just feel as though this match, as we 4 minutes in to the 7 minutes of stoppage time, you just feel there's one more opportunity. Which side is it going to be in? Is somebody going to step up and take the moment and make it theirs?
Over 4 minutes played of the 7 added on here. And here is Krejci. Czechia's number 7, that's a heavy touch. He pushes more, he was one more now. That's the end of Czechia. 7-11. To push blocks, Mikey comes again from looking. I'll go in for a police. Muscle pinch. And Bakasi. And in Miyoko.
Passing sequence from South Africa.
Czechia were undone by South Korea's equaliser. So 25 passes that undid them on that occasion. The pass. Trying to touch the line. Here comes South Africa again, getting everything in the second half. But on he goes, McGregor. What a change.
Brilliance, just that composure. Now inside another last minute. They try to generate something.
And what is now? It's inside the stadium from the South African fans. Kept in play here by Emil Con. We're looking for that bit of support. Finds it from Makazi. That's going to be Socek. On the wall of Thomas Socek. Has to go from Williams. One action beneath us. And that is that. For the second half, that's
Yo. Hey. Hey, basebenzile abafana. Inhliziyo iqishe yama. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I've got an announcement to make. We've got one more live show. It will be the finale on the 11th of July. 19th July. Sorry, apologies for that. 19th July. If you want to be a part of this, don't forget to sign up to MTN FC. Don't forget to sign up on MTN FC. Remember, we will see you guys on the 19th of July. Our next match is on the 25th against South Korea. I've got two winners. I will announce them. Or must I announce you guys quickly? Send Funintos in.
We hope these guys, one of them wins. Ne? We hope the next game be between Mexico and one must lose or draw.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Which one do you want?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start our post-match analysis.
So that you can greet South Korea.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we still here? Are we still here? Are you guys still here? Okay, don't forget, guys, if you want to take pictures with your legends, after this, you can come on stage, take a picture with Uchosta, take a picture with Fabian, Mark, as well as the coach, Papi Zotwane. 5 rand.
5 rand to pick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Fabian, let me start with you. People are having their own football conversations there, Fabian. They are breaking down the game. They are like, this should have happened, this shouldn't have happened. 1-1. Tebogo Mokoena brings us back into the game via a penalty. Unbelievable performance from the players in the second half. I thought the second half was better in terms of possession, in terms of how we defended. Yes, I would have liked us to create more opportunities. But what do you think of the second half?
Look, a bit better than the first half. Not that good, but better. And I think the coach should have maybe bring on 2 more players. He had that opportunity. to make 2 more subs, you know. But I think I still feel we could have smash and grab this game and walk away with all 3 points. But this performance second half, it's make me want to watch the next game to see how they're gonna go into it with confidence. And I think starting was good, starting lineup was good, but we need to feel or in the final third, create more and be more direct, you know, in taking on responsibility and decision making.
Coach, you've seen the first half. In the second half, the coach brings in Relebule and Mfokeng. But there's something that has been interesting in this World Cup, right? And that's African teams. You're looking at teams like Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco, you're looking at teams like Cape Verde, what Ghana did yesterday. We've had some really, really good performances in this World Cup. You know, we've been very intentional. Looking at the second half, with the substitute Relebule and Mfokeng, what did you feel? How did that make you feel?
Yeah, it was anticipated. As I said, Uguti, we need to sacrifice one of the defensive midfielders. And luckily he did that immediately we go into the second half. I think the second half was much better, but I still feel we could have done even better because our circulation of the ball was more sideways and more vertical. We could have taken more risk like Apolis, what Maseko has done. We expected Apolis to do that more often. That's why we got a penalty. But the joy is that we managed to come in the second half, better position. We put them in their back foot. And one thing that we could always improve again in the next game, when the opposition doesn't come at you, don't take the ball back. Stay there. Keep them under pressure. Circulate the ball. A moment will arise where you'll penetrate. But a good performance to build on.
A good performance to build on. Last week, I will always reference last week because it's good to reference, right? It's international football, and our biggest responsibility, Josta, is to analyze the performance, not the result. Yeah. I think I don't want to put words in your mouth, Josta. I'm feeling a little bit better. Not with the result, but with the performance. In your opinion, does this performance give us enough confidence going into the next match?
Yeah, I mean, by the way, we're playing against a more aggressive team attacking. So South Korea, they come at you. And they play in your own half for 90 minutes. It's going to be an open game for us, like depending on, now we need more defenders against Korea because they're more ball-playing team, right? But also from that defense to attack, we need to be like, swift. I think for me, the team that finished the game should be the team that starts with, like, against South Korea. Really supposed to be playing. And I think... who's that? Maseko. Maseko, like I said, the more he moves, the more he takes on players, we look like we're going to score. We got a penalty because of his movement and all of that. I think South Africa against Korea, they need to play more just with one holding. You see that? I don't know if coach can choose if he's going to play with Mokoena.
Mokoena is out.
Yeah, Mokoena is out with 2 yellows, right? Now he has to choose if he's going to use Adams or... Who's the other midfielder? Or I would rather go with no, Adams. Because Mbata is not more of a, because you want somebody that's going to break the play. So for me, if I'm coach, I'm looking at this, the boys today. I'm going to be like, okay, we play better, but it's not enough. You know what I mean? I think we should have. I think decision making towards the end was poor. We waited for Czech Republic as usual to recover. When they were we could see they were out of breath. They were finished. But we didn't have the killer instinct. You always say, most of the time when you're playing against teams that can smell the blood, they're always going to go for the throat. Yeah. We saw with the Labato Abase we were supposed to go for the throat and finish them off. You know what I mean? It has a chance to get the 3 points to make it easier when you go and play against South Korea. Now it's going to be more difficult. But maybe the more we play against difficult teams, the better we play. So I'm looking forward to the South Korean game.
Yeah. Mark, you and I, during the course of the game, and I'm hoping people who are in the stream will actually enjoy the conversation as well as Fabian. But I think everybody was engaged in the conversation. We spoke about maximum width and that the spaces are really close and tight in midfield. They are blocking the central space. They are not allowing us to break through. Just I even mentioned something very important, that we are scared of line breaking passes. Yeah. But it's because the midfield was congested. Mark, tactically, we needed width, we needed maximum width. We got maximum width and we started creating opportunities. Can we speak to that?
Of course, I think one of the principles of attack is width and depth. Depth would be the center forward pinning the two central defenders, and width would be fullbacks, midfielders, wingers, pinning, because it helps us also to play from outside to inside, especially with a team that is more central based in terms of how they defend. So when we go outside, now we are pulling players outside so that we can come back inside. And also secondly, this exactly what Coach Papi is saying, exactly what Fab is saying as well, that every time when we see a block, we want to go back to the furthest player. And now we are giving them time to rest and give them time to reset again. We have to put pressure there. We need overloads. We need underlaps. We need overlaps. We need to create moments. Sometimes a run that Mahopa makes, it's not for him to receive the ball. Maybe it's for someone else to receive the ball in that space as well. You know what I mean? So for me, when I looked at the game, I think we lacked also automatism. We lacked when movement, mobility, in terms of when the other one goes, who's coming into that space. You know, when the ball is played forward, drop, go outside. We lacked 1v1 moment outside. I think Sibilibili came in late for me. We were discussing the maximum width, and I felt that he's the one that could have gave us that, and maybe Muremi on the opposite side, because when Maseko, because he's left-footed, is playing on the left, everything will be more central-based. Everything is more central-based. Opolis on the other side as well, everything, because he's inverted, everything is central-based. And when you play central, 2 meter tall players, you stand no chance because it's a wall that this is what they want. But what you want to do is to stretch them. And for us to stretch them is to go wide, go back inside again. And now we are able to find Abo Rele in those spaces, Abo sometimes Talende get into those spaces. And also maybe Utebs are coming into those spaces to take shots as well, you know. So tactically, I don't think we asked a lot of questions in this team. I think we can be better.
All right.
Just I wanted to ask him a question. What is it, Ntoanas? I realize when South Africa plays most of the time, we got less players in the box when you are taking. And when you look at other teams that are scoring more goals, they've got 3 players in the box. Hence, they've got more chances. Tina, how are we going to be getting those chances if we only have 1 player? Not even one. Our striker, we're talking, coach on the side, that our striker is looking for the ball as a right winger. We hardly have people in the box, but we want goals.
But it's exactly what we were chatting about. Is everyone wants to go towards the ball. Everyone wants to go towards the ball. No one is stretching the game. No one is anticipating that when it goes wide to Mudao or when it goes wide to Sibilibili, I need to be inside the box so that we invite those crosses. So,
all right. Let's move on. And now we're moving on to our Sunbet moment of the match. Ooh, Sunbet moment of the match. Let me start with you, Fabian. Your moment of the match?
I think is that save of Ronza, beginning of the second half.
That incredible save.
Yeah.
Ooh. Coach Papi?
It has to be an equalizer.
Our first goal in the World Cup.
I'm going to go for that as well. Penalty, the equalizer for me as well.
The equalizer, okay. Mark?
The goal, the equalizer.
The equalizer, the goal. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and you have it. That's your Sunbet moment of the week. I have my winners, the person who predicted, I think, I don't know whether you were close to the prediction. Did you get 1-1? All right, our prediction winner, and that person is, of course, going to win a ball, this incredible and nice-looking soccer ball. Your name is Simtembile. I'm going to butcher this name. Simtembile.
What's your saying,
Simtembile Mtyoki.
Well done to Simtembile. Congratulations.
Where's the marker, boy? Where's the marker?
Where's the marker?
That's my cap. Okay. Okay, and the best question, gents. Oh, Namfak. Is he taking a picture? Oh, okay. Nah, no problem.
You gotta have the cap.
Yeah.
Sorry, like what?
At least the Chiefs win something.
Can I? I actually have. I need to give someone that cap actually. When I say crying, you gift up. Just a worse will. Okay, can I have another cap then? Okay, can I have another cap then? Okay, remember guys, I had said to you guys, I'm going to give the best question a cap. This has been the best question of the day, and let me pose that question to the gentleman. The question is from Ernest Fakude. Is Ernest Fakude here? Okay. But it doesn't specify who you're posing the question to, but I'll pose it to the panel. Why are Bafana Bafana starting games so slow, allowing teams to get back on top early on? Who wants to answer?
Let's ask the person that played in the World Cup.
Personally, I feel the mentality of the coach is always not to concede early. That's why we always conservatives check how the opposition comes, then we react. Instead of taking the game to them, we always check first. That's why I think we always start slowly. That's my opinion.
Anyone wants to add again?
I think we play better at lose. I don't know, brother.
Oh, where's the cap? Oh, sorry. Are we closing it like that? Are you satisfied with your answer? All right. My brother, there's your question. You have had the best question of the night. Thank you very much.
Take a picture of Pep.
All right, gents. Atisi Valeni manje, Mark.
Picture.
Or picture with the panel.
Ay, Pagani.
The black one, come. The black one. Now it's all right. Come here.
Mina ngisho la emele ngicede just.
Hayi baba ubengani. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He knows how to ask the right questions.
Josta. Atisi Vale manje. Any last remarks? You've seen the game. We have a draw. We've got a loss. Anything you want to say?
Come and join us, Buffet, to 3 o'clock. When is the next game? 3 o'clock in the morning. They all want to come, bro.
No.
So you're not going to hold that one?
No.
Yeah, the next Korea, I think the South Korea game is 3 o'clock in the morning.
Nope.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Now, we appreciate your support. Keep on supporting Izinja zeGame. We enjoy your company. Drive safe, be safe. Don't drink and drive. But they've been drinking the whole time.
Mark, any last remarks?
For me, is to maybe for us to be positive going into the next game. Sometimes we play as if we are defending a league or a lead. Can we be a little bit aggressive, a little bit offensive? To be honest, also, no one is really expecting us to win or to go further. So why are we consecutive? Why are we not imposing ourselves and showing our abilities and our talent? And for me, this is the problem that I have with how the coach approaches the game. Also, you see the 3 of defensive midfielders, 4 defenders, 7. It hinders us from being offensive. So maybe in the last game, for me, we are going there again as underdogs. No one is expecting us to do anything. Let's go there and give everything. If we lose, no problem. You know, we have the ability, we have the talent, but I don't think we are using our talent the way we should. I don't think we are exposing our players the way we should. And this is my only issue with how we approach this game. But I'm not saying that we should be naive and open ourselves up, but you see also how we played in the second half, and we can do more. I think our players can do more, you know. So for me, that's my closing remarks.
All right, Fabian, any last remarks?
Yeah, let's believe. Let's still keep on supporting the boys. Let's give that positive comments, whatever platforms you have. And I mean, we have nothing to lose, but we can go to the next round.
Hey, Coach Papi, but I've got one request also. Angithi uyambona lokhu uyahleba la. Ayisiyacela kuzinja zeGame. Sicela ukuzohlala nawe phansi kuzinja zeGame. Sizohlala nawe sikuthola i-interview sihlepule kahle. We want to understand your journey. You've done very well as a coach. You know, but I think uJosta uzozpolishela grand, uzoshela grand. But other than that, coach, any last remarks you have?
I mean, no, I'll definitely come. I mean, if you go Bruce, ngisebenzisa obukasi, ngisebenzisa obukasi to say my daughter, do what you can. Do what you can do. This is the last game. Even if you don't qualify, it's fine. But play your best game. That's the coaching I can give. No tactics, no nothing. Play your best game. If we lose 5, we lose 5. But show why you are in the World Cup.
We already have it on record. Coach Papi Zwane is coming to Izinja zeGame. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard Mark Mayambela, you've heard Fabian McCarthy, you've heard Papi Zotwane, you've heard Chosta Dladla, and this is my opinion. I think that Bafana Bafana has a serious opportunity in this World Cup to make us proud as a nation. I believe that as coaches, as development coaches, I've got coaches who are here. I am a development coach by myself. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in this country, football-wise. From a development perspective, I feel that there's another level or another layer that we still need to go to. In terms of performance, it's something that we can build on. They always say in the World Cup, yes, tactics are important, technical ability is important, but the team that normally wins the game are the ones who are less emotional. I felt that today there were periods in the game where we could have absorbed the pressure. Against Mexico, I felt that we could have absorbed the pressure as well. I thought that today we had a little bit of confidence, Mark, more especially when we had the ball. You know, I thought that maybe in attack we could be a little bit aggressive. But for sure, the goal from Mutebza was a positive. It gave all of us confidence. But other than that, that's just my opinion. Nwazila, my opinion on my legend. Other than that, thank you to MTN FC. Thank you to Elays. Thank you to Sunbet, the home of the 100 sports betting. Who am I forgetting?
See you at 3 o'clock, my friend.
Thank you to you guys.
3 o'clock in the morning. We all want you guys here.
Other than that, thank you to you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to Izinja zeGame podcast. Don't forget to sign up to MTN FC. Don't forget to sign up. Other than that, Kamala Mulito. Subscribe.
If you don't subscribe,
Tango, Saival.
Subscribe.